Baby, does my heart ever hurt, man? I'm feeling some pain. I'm a little teased off when it comes to the largest single dividend stock investment I've ever made, over $30,000 in this one, what used to be the semiconductor king, which I'm thinking is losing its place, but we'll discuss that because we're clearly talking about TSM, Taiwan Semiconductors, my thoughts on it, my thoughts on the semiconductor space, a lot more in between, but we got to whoosah. We got to level ourselves out here and remind us how good we're damn well doing coming into this year, because if you follow this channel, if you listen to me, not as financial advice, obviously, but coming to your own damn conclusion that when everyone's freaking the F out, that you're buying the dip aggressively, hopefully, like I am. I mean, you go back a week ago, damn it, we bought so much VDY there, the Vanguard Canadian High Dividend Yield ETF, like just around $40 a share, and we're doing great. We pretty much picked the bottoms up on that one the last couple of weeks. Not saying we're going to revisit those lows anytime in the future, but you just take advantage of what you have when it presents. And we go all the way back to October when we bought those lows. We loaded up on those October lows, damn it. It's proving to pay off. You look at the last week's volatility, and every dip has just truly been a buying opportunity. Now, this could get exhausted at some point, but we're not seeing that just yet as tech begins to level off after the insane volatility this week. Bitcoin going to the moon. I'm trying not to get too much into the Bitcoin conversation, but I'll give you a little advice. If you're Canadian, use the damn Shakepay coupon, affiliate link I have down below. I'm not trying to make money off you here, but you can't get access to this free crypto platform without it, because when I mean free crypto, I mean we're literally making free crypto. You log into the app, you shake it every day, you get free Bitcoin. Like, I sold most of my Bitcoin down at like $22,000. Probably a mistake, could have sold out at 30, done a lot better, but I realized it's become too speculative, too many people losing money, too many scammers. I didn't really want to promote it, but we are still collecting free Bitcoin. Me and my fiance, we're making pretty good money on it right now, so we're just throwing it into her wallet and pretending like it doesn't even exist. But if you're into the speculation of cryptocurrency, to be honest, I'd focus on altcoins right now, because as crypto rallies back, altcoins will severely make you more money than Bitcoin will. Is obviously it's got a long ways to go before it hits all-time highs, but nonetheless, even gold, guys, I mean, a lot of the fear of the Silicon Valley Bank, you can see most of the fear-driven market is really driving into a lot of these assets. So you're doing well across the board. I also have a little bit of gold, a little bit of crypto, a little bit of everything is a good way to balance your portfolio rather than trying to take a divisive decision on one or the other. Though I do think crypto is a lot more speculative than gold. But again, you do your own risk adjustment and do what works for you, damn it. But let's get into this with TSM. They're posting earnings coming up April 20th. We're in earnings season, we're in inflation data season, we're in a whole lot of volatility season, baby. But taking a look at TSM, and what's pissed me off so much is this unforeseen drop. Now, I was expecting a drop, but not this much of a drop in their March revenue, and I'm curious to what is driving this, considering when you're looking at things like NVIDIA, we're going to do some side-by-side comparisons here, but the revenue is down 15.4% year over year. You take a look at their peak in January where they're up another 16.2% at around, you're taking a look at the 200 million Taiwanese dollars. We'll do some conversions for you in a moment, but 145. If we go back to 2022, the same time frame for around March, they went from 145 where they were doing 171 million Taiwanese dollars, and again, January they were peaking. So that's a big drop considering they did 200 million in January, and in March they're now down below the 170, which, I'm being patient here. I'm trying to figure out what would be causing that. I'm probably going to hold my shares into earnings, and if something pivotally changes in earnings that's concerning to me, I will likely sell, because I was not expecting such a dramatic a decline in this company. It's kind of annoying to me, just what would be causing it. Maybe it's Apple, maybe it's all these big tech companies. But again, even Apple's not posting good numbers. Most tech companies aren't posting good numbers, and the stocks are rallying. In fact, we're seeing the same thing with TSM. TSM posted those numbers. We saw a bit of a drop off, but the company is still holding up 20% year to date. I mean, no one's really complaining with the performance, right? But let me show you what annoys me the absolute most, because obviously institutions, there's not a lot of people buying this, a lot of fears of China invading, but the fact of the matter is this should be a $1 trillion company without a drop of a dime in a hat. I don't even know what kind of reference I'm trying to make here, but just to give you a quick understanding here, in 2022 this company did 17 billion US dollars converted from the Taiwanese dollar in free cash flow. 17 billion. I mean, the reason I get so frustrated by that is because NVIDIA only did 3.8 billion. NVIDIA didn't even do 17 to 3.8 is a dramatic difference, yet NVIDIA is trading for 670 billion in their market cap, and Taiwan Semiconductors is only at 447 billion. And NVIDIA can't even function. Like, they can't even make their most advanced chips without TSM. When TSM announced they're doing that huge factory, the largest investment in a factory in US history, The CEO of NVIDIA showed up, the CEO Tim Cook showed up, all these people showing. I said, what does this mean? Are we trading at a discount, or is the market just saying, hey, we'll never be able to put that kind of money in TSM because it's more riskier than NVIDIA? NVIDIA trading for this ridiculous 155 price to earnings multiple, and TSM trading for this laughable 13, right? Well, earnings is going to have to tell, but taking a look at the broader chip market, you got, Micron, it's up 26%. Would have been better buying that. Obviously, would have been better buying NVIDIA, which is up 89% year to date. Like, take a look at this. You got AMD up 46%. Like, why did I buy TSM? It's starting to feel like a mistake. There's so many. Again, I made money. We're still up pretty dramatically on the position, but it's just frustrating. It's like I should have just been more speculative or picked the worst stock, like the worst companies with the worser balance sheets, with the worser growth, are just doing better. You know how frustrating that is as an investor? The short-term market is what is the Buffett quote? Like, the market will be irrational longer than you can remain solvent, and my solvency is starting to become thinned, to say the least. You look at ASML here, this company I believe to trade, it's really expensive as well, so it's kind of falling in line with TSM in the gain this year. And honestly, if I was smarter, you guys told me, I should have listened to you. I should have just put my money in the ticker SMH, because this represents the ETF that holds all the semiconductor stocks. This is really what I should have done, but I was looking for like short-term gains here. So you take a look at year to date, this is outperforming, TSM. It's giving you a much broader exposure to the companies like NVIDIA that now surpassed TSM as the largest semiconductor stock, which, my God, I don't know who's coming up with this BS. It doesn't make any sense to me, but nonetheless, it is what it is. And I think this is a great way to get exposure to the semiconductor industry if you're looking for a long-term investment. Now, for me, I'm not looking for long-term investment in the semiconductor space. I told you TSM probably hold it for 1 to 3 years unless it gets to a fair value. But at this point, I just want to see what earnings do. If we're going to continue to see a slowdown in revenue to that extent, I don't want to hold any of these companies at this point in a slowing earnings period, because it comes back to the point that even though the earnings could suck, the stock could rally. That's what we're seeing, but I don't know if that's going to hold true, where I'd rather just be in ETFs. So if it comes to that conclusion toward the end of this month, I might just dump it into some ETFs. SCHD, my favorite. I'm looking to buy VCE on the Canadian side of the border, XCI, a lot of these dividend ETFs. I honestly think, though, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to go long-term into something like this ETF, just to get that exposure, get that growth into the long projected future. But again, guys, I'm just looking for stability, cash flow. I don't really need sector-specific ETFs at this point. I'm still looking to get some external growth with smaller cap companies that I'm buying, which we will talk about later in this video. But yeah, it's just a fascinating market. It's kind of like this catch-22, where how are we doing so well in what should be a recessionary environment? I don't know, but you can only do well if you're buying when everyone's selling, and I hope that's what you're doing. And I'd love to know what you think about crypto, gold, precious metals, semiconductor stocks, dividend stocks, ETFs in that comment section below.